how the great speakers are doing, then they will also get some motivation, Mataji. So it's generally for that. Indu Mataji, you have started recording?
I can start now. Ready?
Okay. One second, Mataji.
Live has already started.
You started? Mataji, please edit it, Mataji.
Okay, yes, Mataji. Will do.
Hare Krishna. So we can, we can start, Mataji. Yeah. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So this month for Bhakti Sanga newsletter, we are very fortunate to have with us Her Grace Medhavini Sakhi Mataji for sharing her experience in Krishna consciousness. So we welcome Mataji to this call, and thank you so much, Mataji, for giving us your valuable time and association. So before moving on for the interview, let me read a small intro about Mataji. Medhavini Sakhi, Her Grace Medhavini Sakhi Mataji is a disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj and received Harinam initiation in 2004 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and Brahminical initiation in Chennai, 2019. She is a chartered accountant by profession and has worked with leading multinational companies. Originally from Chennai, Tamil Nadu, currently staying in Mumbai with her husband, His Grace Harinam Krishna Das, Harinam Krishna Prabhuji, and their two daughters. They are connected with Radha Giridhari Mandir, Meera Road, Radha Gopinath Mandir, and Jagannath Center, Thane. She serves as a coordinator, hosting and managing the Jayapataka Swami Maharaj Shishya Samoha Mumbai programs and transcription, proofreading of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami's lectures. Other services during the lockdown include conducting daily routine online Brahma Muhurta Chapat sessions, organized an international online quiz challenge based on Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita in celebration of Srila Prabhupada's 125 appearance anniversary this year, and takes online classes based on Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you so much, Mataji. That's really very awesome services you are doing. There is no limitation for your services which all you are doing. So thank you so much. We are really very fortunate to have your association, Mataji.
Thank you for inviting me to this program, Mataji. Service opportunities are benedictions provided by devotees only. So I'm very grateful to all of you. Bhakti Sanga also offers a lot of opportunities for speakers to share their realizations. In this way, it gives us opportunity to study Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, like that. So I'm very grateful to you for this opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, so how do you feel to be connected with us, Mataji, on Bhakti Sanga?
Oh, I am very, very inspired by Bhakti Sanga because Prabhupada said, right, in the purport to Srimad Bhagavatam, that verse, Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistake. So Bhakti Sangha, I feel, is a very, very inspirational platform wherein there is, online Zoom participants from all over the world. I've seen devotees from Dubai, and I've seen devotees from US, various parts from India. Very wonderful conducting of daily sessions. Some session or the other is always going on. Suddenly I get a message, it's Bhagavatam, then Chaitanya Bhagavat, then Chaitanya Charitamrita, then kids session, this Madhava and all, very, very inspiring how the entire devotee community have come together to put this up, making it available for everyone to perform Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, to study Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, the three important books of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that was Prabhupada's desire, that all the devotees should study and become Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav, like that. So I think the basic study of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita are facilitated very much by the Bhakti Sangha various programs and sessions that you all conduct. It's really wonderful. It's amazing to be part of your, to be able to to my limited extent, to be able to take one or two sessions as may be required. whenever called upon. I think it's a great fortune to be associated with Bhakti Sanga. Thank you, Mataji.
Very well, Mataji. That's really so wonderful. And we are also very fortunate to hear your lectures, Mataji. Your lectures are really awesome. It's like a river flow, I can say. Once it is started, when the time is over, only you will finish it off. I don't know how you're collecting all these verses in between, which you are telling in your lectures. How it is happening, Mataji?
So, Mataji, I just
prepare for the lectures, or how it is, Mataji? You sit and prepare and
yeah. Correct. So, so basically, whatever I've heard from my Guru Maharaj, heard from my senior devotees, that is what we try to present. But according to the time, place, and circumstances, we just try to add our own realizations, little bit realization, whatever we have received in our practice or devotional service. We just add a little bit of that. But the tattva is exactly what we have received from Srila Prabhupada, from Prabhupada's lectures, from Prabhupada's books, and what we've heard in the Guru Parampara. So typically that, and Prabhupada always says that, in all of our lectures, right, what can your 2 minutes talking do, right? When we quote the scriptures, we actually attract people to be interested in our movement. Otherwise, who is interested in our opinion? What is my opinion? It does not matter to anyone. But what is Krishna's opinion? What is the Shastra's view about things? When we quote the Shastras, we actually get people to take interest in what we are saying, because they know that this is Shastrik Praman. This has got some basis in the Vedic scriptures. So in that way, we help people identify that this is eternal dharma. And then, so main thing is Janma Sartha Kari Paropakar. Someone was merciful enough to give us this process of Krishna consciousness. So to whatever limited extent we can, we try to give it to others, whatever we have received in the same format, without adding or subtracting anything. Just try to give it as it is now. That's my little effort that I put in to just give what I have received by the mercy of devotees.
Actually, no words, Mataji, for your class. Just when you're saying, I'm just thinking like how your classes will be going on when you're taking. So it's amazing. Thank you so much, Mataji. So I just you have so many services, Mataji. Like I just read about your services. So in between these services, how you're managing your, how you're balancing your spiritual life and your Grihastha life. As a Grihastha, what you would advise to all the Grihasthas, how they can balance, because there are some difficulties even for job going Matajis and all. Working Matajis, it's really very difficult. They have to go for the work, they have to rush, and they coming back again, they have to do. So in that case, any like occasions are there, like we are now we are going to have Balram Purnima and Janmashtami, right? So on being working day, it's not possible for them to sit at house and do all those this thing, all those rituals. So in that case, how would you advise, Mataji?
Okay, so I'm a chartered accountant. I was working till about 2019. I was working in BNP Paribas. So generally, of course, Janmashtami and Prabhupada, the Vyasa Puja, we have to take holiday. It is always in my annual, that holiday list we generally give, right? So important occasions we have to take off because there'll be so many services in the temple. We Gaura Purnima, Radhashtami, Janmashtami, we have this 15 days holidays. So in that we plan important days we have to take. So, but apart from that, we have so like Prabhupada has established ISKCON where almost every day is a festival, right? We have some Acharya's appearance, disappearance. It is always a festival. So basically, how I manage my time is like Prabhupada has given the formula. Prabhupada has given that if you manage your early morning 2 hours, Prabhupada says if you manage your japa time, ensure that you complete your japa in the Brahma Muhurta 2 hours. And the remaining 22 hours, we do things which are for Krishna, keeping Lord Krishna in the center, right? Even Krishna tells Arjuna, Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha, right? You perform your duty of fighting, but you remember me. So that's what we need to do as a mother, as a daughter, as a wife. We have so many responsibilities which are a part of our Swadharma. So we try to do it in service of the Lord, thinking that all of our relatives and our colleagues and all of them, we've been put into their association based on our past karmas, So what we have to do is we simply need to be an instrument in performing our duty and trying our little bit to give Krishna or make everybody Krishna conscious around us. Yeah, and one more thing, what I have realized is, if we complete our early morning japa, then what happens, like Prabhupada says, morning program, right? You have Bhagavatam, and then you have chanting, and then you have this association of devotees, right? That's what we do when we read Bhagavatam in the association of devotees, and we are associating with the book Bhagavatam and the person Bhagavatam, right? When you have a strong morning program, then the rest of the day actually is taken care of by Krishna, right? Whatever decisions we have to take, whatever, Krishna will guide us, right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, right? Desham evanu kampartam aham ajnanajam tamaha nashyami atma bhavastu jnana deepena bhashvatah. So I give the knowledge by which you can come back to me, right? So Krishna will guide us in all circumstances, how we can take proper decisions, how we can balance our material and spiritual life, our personal life, our professional life, like that. So Krishna will give us the intelligence. What we need to do is simply desire, right? We need to desire that I want to serve Krishna, I want to serve the devotees more and more. And then Krishna will arrange for opportunities where we can balance our time very nicely, right? I was reminded of His Grace Radhisham Prabhu, right? He mentioned in one of his lectures how we should not over endeavor, right? If we have to do certain amount of sadhana, minimum 16 rounds of chanting Hare Krishna, and our schedule should be such that the schedule should permit our early morning Brahma Muhurta chanting, right? If you have to work late night till 12:30, 1 o'clock, or 10:30, 11 o'clock, then it doesn't permit us to sleep on time. Therefore, our morning Brahma Muhurta chanting gets affected. So we need to keep Krishna in the center. Means of course, we need to work, we need to earn money for our living, so that we are able to maintain a standard of living. But then we should choose a work which is conducive to our bhakti, especially our early morning Brahma Muhurta chanting, right? Early morning, like 4 to 6. That's a very, very wonderful time, 4 to 7 actually, where if we practice bhakti, if we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra with exclusive attention, then actually it will help us plan the rest of the day very easily. We'll be able to get the intelligence to plan the day. Right, His Grace Radhisham Prabhu has given an example of a person who was earning 45,000 rupees. Right, he was working for 10 hours, and then the boss told him, "I will give you 5,000 more, round figure of 50,000." And he happily took the offer. And he was working almost 12 hours a day. Right, morning he used to go at 9 o'clock, and then night, by the time he reaches back home, it's like 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Right, and then he was getting his 50,000 rupees, but since he was working so much extra, he got spondylitis, back pain, and all that. So he had to give every month 5,000 to the doctor. And then Prabhu was asking, did he gain anything? And then everyone said, no, Prabhu, he did not gain anything. But Prabhu said, no, he gained. He gained the backache. He gained the medical issues related to the health. He gained a lot of it, right? So we need to be very careful whether are we over endeavoring, right? Atyahara prayashascha, right? Nectar of instruction also. Rupa Goswami is saying atyahara, right? Not overeating, and prayashascha, not over endeavoring, right? At the cost of our bhakti, when we over endeavor, then things become very, very difficult. Then problems are much more. But if we know that what we require as per our normal activities, where we have time for bhakti, where we are able to do our morning chanting, in that way we have to take up some work where we can balance our material and spiritual life, and then it will be a smooth sailing. Under the guidance of Guru, under the guidance of senior devotees, we'll be able to plan our day. Yeah.
That's really very elaborate and very wonderful reply, Mataji. So so in that case, you were saying that you were working till 2019, right? So that's really awesome. With so many services you are working. So how did you manage, Mataji? So can you share that with us?
So I generally manage with the sandwich program, Mataji. Right, Monday to Friday morning, we start with the Brahma Muhurta chanting. Chanting is something we complete in the morning. And the whole day, minimum that 8 to 10 hours of work time, right? When we go to office, we dedicate towards doing our work, right? Focus on the work and ensure that the work is completed on time, because we are representing Prabhupada. Actually, they will say that, oh, this person is Krishna, this person is Hare Krishna person, right? He belongs to Hare Krishna, and this person is not working properly. And we're actually giving a bad name to Prabhupada. So it is very important that we work in a way that people say, That even for students, Prabhupada used to say, right, that if we excel in our studies, then they will say, oh, this is a Hare Krishna, student, how they are managing all the things. So in that way, by our own behavior, by the way we work, by the way we behave in our workplace, we are able to inspire many people, right? So I've heard, Acharya say that prachar or preaching is, you should be able to preach even with your mouth closed, right? We don't have to preach. Unless, in the offices and other places, we preach by our behavior, right? When they know that you are Hare Krishna, and then you work in such a way that you balance your work nicely, you perform your work also nicely, and then you're back home. And then, in the night, what I do is we read Krishna book or, Prabhupada's, any one of the books, and then we go to sleep like that. So it's a sandwich program where the middle time is for work, morning time is for Krishna, and evening time is for family, where you sit together as family, have dinner, and then, read Prabhupada's books and discuss something, how the day went and all that, So early morning time is Krishna time. Afternoon, from 10 to 6 or 10 to 7 is work time, professional time. And, 8 to probably 9:30 is a family time where you sit together, discuss Prabhupada's books, discuss how the day went on, be able to remember Krishna. And very importantly, it is nice to actually maintain a gratitude journal at the end of the day, where we thank Krishna for all the opportunities that we received in the particular day, and all the devotees whose association we got, and all the opportunities for preaching that we get, right? So that's a gratitude journal when we write. Then when a grateful heart, like Prabhupada also mentions and Acharyas also mentioned, a grateful heart will not complain at all. Whatever situation comes our way, we say, in this situation, how can I serve? In this situation, how can I serve? So that if that is the intent in which we are working, then everything becomes easy, right? It's actually very, very difficult to practice, right? I'm also endeavoring, trying, right, as much as possible to have this kind of mind set up, so that, in some days when we are actually able to do it, the day is very blissful. In some days, because of, we are frustrated because of, some project deadline and all that. When it gets frustrated, we get a little upset, right? Things don't go as per our way. But still, when we write a gratitude journal, oh, thank you, Krishna, this taught me this particular thing, right? When we introspect and we write a gratitude journal, it actually helps us how we would manage the same situation when we encounter it the next day or next time, like that. So learning in all situations and being grateful for every situation, because not even a blade of grass moves without the Lord's will, isn't it? So all situations, if we accept with a grateful heart, life will be peaceful. I've realized on some days when, really the life becomes very peaceful and blissful. On some days when you're not able to accept the real life situation, then life gets a little frustrating. And then we need to introspect and get back to track. Like Prabhupada mentions, right? It is like a railway track where you have your material life and your spiritual life. It has to be both balanced. And as long as, as we are regulated in both our material life and spiritual life, then, the train runs well, right? Yukta ahara, viharasya, yukta chesasya karmashu, yukta swapnava bodhasya, yoga bhavati dukkha. If we regulate our eating habits, sleeping habits, and recreation habits and work habits, then everything will go properly.
Very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. So each reply, it's like a booster for us, I think. So you were saying like, yeah, so going to office, you are working, right? So you'll be having contacts with all the people over there. So in that ways, how will you mingle with them?
So it depends on individual, Mataji, right? Generally, it is important to be friendly with people, right? First, you understand each person, right? It's not that we just go ahead and preach to them or, just go and give them a book or anything like that. So first and foremost, we need to understand the person, get friendly with that person, work with that person, understand the person first. And according to the need of the person, then we slowly try to tell them or help them how a life in Krishna consciousness can help with their issues, help with their problems, like that. Slowly we try to, and of course we follow what Prabhupada has mentioned, right? We actually help the innocent people to help their connection back with Krishna, and we carefully avoid envious people who already have a certain bent of mind. So we carefully avoid talking about Krishna to those who are already envious about Krishna or who are not very favorable. But to those innocent people who don't know, yeah.
Sorry, Mataji. Sorry to interrupt. But when you're working, all these mundane people, they will be talking about mundane topics, right? So even when you're going for the work, you will have a team, right? So in that team, it is not that everyone is Krishna conscious. Maybe they will like to do, but still they are in mundane consciousness. So in that case, how will your approach will be to them? So because it shouldn't affect even your work also, right? So
Correct.
how be there?
Yes. See, when we are with people, right, we can take their association or we can give our association, right? So we know in a spiritual community, we take the association of our senior devotees. Even when you are, preaching to new people or in an office, etc., we limit our talk to the extent of the work, right? When we are helpful in the work, when we are contributing to our, the entire project, when we deliver within the specified timelines, etc., we do become friendly with all those people. But we should, at least I be careful that I don't take their association, right? There is a general discussion, you be a part of it, but, it is not that we are able to contribute towards it, right? It could be a movie, it could be, film stars. When they discuss about it, then, they just discuss about it and then the topic changes, right? It's not that we have to contribute to every discussion. At the same time, we need not show our aversion also towards it, right? Because Krishna has also said that everything in this material world is but a spark of his splendor. If somebody is famous, if somebody is rich, if somebody is very knowledgeable, etc., we can relate that to Krishna. It is Krishna's mercy by which this person has either become popular or famous. So it is no need to exhibit any kind of aversion, but we need not even contribute to the topic, right? We can just be part of the discussion and then, get back to business or get back to work like that. So, maintaining a balance, right? Neither aversion nor attachment too much, not taking their association, but being a part of the group and trying to give association whenever the environment is suitable. Otherwise, we just do our work. And then, when we are discussing something, we're just part of the group, but, we need not contribute anything and then, get back to work like that. That's what I do.
Okay, yeah, so certainly, Mataji. So we have to leave the association of non-devotees. So to the extent what we want, we can we can get the knowledge, and after that we have to get away from them. But coming to this association with the devotees, we are having so many congregations, right? So in that we will be mingling with all the devotees. So we will be having various conflicts, right? Like in the mind, we will be thinking, oh, this Mataji is doing like this Prabhuji is doing like this, why he spoke like this. So all those things are there in our mind. So how to overcome that, Mataji? So that is also actually thinking like that is a Vaishnava aparat, right? But still, that mind is not stopping to think like that. Why it is coming. Correct. And how to overcome that?
Yeah. So actually, one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples actually told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I'm not able to tolerate this person, Prabhupada. He's doing like this, like this, like this. And then Prabhupada said, like I am tolerating you, you tolerate all those people like that. Right? So when we are thinking about others, we should be thinking, right? When we are pointing one finger towards others, we have all these fingers pointing towards us. Right? So somebody someday had tolerated us. That is why we are where we are, right? So, and even Krishna does not, Krishna does not interfere with our free will, right? Krishna, we all have been envious of Krishna. That's why we are in the material world, right? Even Krishna does not interfere with our free will. So we should not be worrying about why others are doing what they are doing, right? But rather, we should learn how to respond to such situations. Right? There could be reasons why certain people are acting in a particular way, but we may not be aware of it. So instead of complaining why the other person, why is he talking like that or she talking like that or behave like that or why he or she did that, we can focus on how am I going to respond to the situation. Right? According to how I respond, I either maintain my peace of mind or I become very distressed or I become very frustrated because of somebody else had done something to me. right? We cannot, we need not offer the remote control of our mind and heart to somebody else that they can affect us so much, right? When we are poised, or dhiras tatra na muyati, right? Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, a sober person, a devotee who's been practicing Krishna consciousness, who's engaged in this mantra meditation process, needs to also develop this this soberness, right? Everything shall pass, nothing is permanent. But what we do is, in every situation, we try to see how I can serve that person in this situation. Right? Whatever that other person might have done. If that is our consciousness, then all the external situations will not affect us so much. Right? But when we think, why that person acted like that, why that person told like that, then we are actually putting ourselves into a coil of unanswered questions, that is going to trouble our mind. But in every situation, if we just think that in this situation, how can I serve? How can I serve the person who did this to me? Right? When this is our attitude, then life becomes very peaceful, and we are able to focus on those things which are very important to us. Right? We can focus on our sadhana. Sometimes when we are upset with a particular devotee, we can't even focus on our sadhana. It's like holding a fireball, right? We want to throw it back to that person at the right opportunity, but that before we throw it, that fireball is already affecting our own hand, isn't it? Like there's an example that a teacher told the students, right? How many ever people you don't like, you take so many potatoes and bring it in the bag, and then some children brought 1 or 2 potatoes, some children brought 8 potatoes, 10 potatoes, like that, and then they had the individual bags kept in the classroom. And then after 5 days, the whole place starts stinking because, some 7, 8 potatoes like that. You have to boil the potatoes and bring it. Okay. So the entire place was stinking. And then what are we supposed to do? Like that, when they asked the teacher said, this is what happens when we hold grudges in our heart. Then our heart also starts stinking like this. Right? Just like the boiled potatoes, which are just kept there. Right? Another one is, even if when we are holding a glass of water, right? Even if you hold, say, a half glass of water, but if you're continuously holding it, right? Continuously without even putting it down, then it becomes so much of a burden on the hand. We cannot carry it for so long. Similarly, when we are overburdening our heart with all these negative feelings, with complaints, why that person told like that, and when we maintain these harsh feelings in our heart, and our heart becomes so overburdened with these negativities that we are not able to perform our sadhana well. So the best thing is, to let go of all these, and then, continuously focus on what we are supposed to do. Right? I am supposed to serve in every situation, and that would please Guru and Gauranga. So in this situation, how can I serve that particular person? Or how can I serve in a way that pleases Guru and Gauranga? If that is our only thought, then our heart becomes peaceful, and that situation we're able to chant Hare Krishna properly, we're able to perform devotional service in a way that is pleasing to Guru and Gauranga. Otherwise, in a very overburdened heart with ill feelings, it becomes difficult even to chant our rounds. So in our own interest, we should not harbor any kind of ill feelings, our thoughts of why certain person behaved in a particular way. That person might have behaved, and then he might have even forgotten about it. Maybe he was affected by some other issue. But we thought that his or her anger was directed towards us. And then we hold it. Well, that person might have even forgotten about it. Right? So it is unnecessarily affecting us. So the best thing is to keep our heart in a way that we can practice devotional service in a nice way, right? To let go of things which are not within our control. Yeah. And sometimes, if it is a very close friend or something, we can always discuss, why did you do like that? I felt hurt, right? That is also one of the loving exchanges between devotees, right? Where you inquire confidentially and also hear confidentially. So you can say that I was hurt by this, what happened? And that person can actually reveal, what was transpiring in his or her mind when he or she said that. And, most of the times I have seen, even amongst the conflicts among devotees, it is not that it's that person didn't even intend to do anything like that. But this person thought, he or she meant like that. And it is all more in the mind than in reality, actually. So most of the conflicts are like that. When devotees come up with a conflict also, we realize that, most of the times it is the person who thinks that, so-and-so had done this because of so-and-so reasons. But when we actually clarify with the devotee, we see that that devotee did not even intend doing that. Most of the times the conflicts are like that. So, yeah.
Hari Om. Yes, Mataji, that is really very wonderful.
Yeah.
We keep on thinking, but actually that problem must have been arose like 1 month before, but we keep on thinking about that, contemplating on that, and we are wasting our time. So it's just we have to focus on the devotional service to the Lord.
And
So
we can
I
also
just
clarify with that person.
yeah.
We can always
Thank you.
clarify. If it is a person who is very important to you, it is important that you clarify with that person, why this such thing happen. And you can clarify and close the issue at that level itself, rather than allow it to grow and occupy your entire heart, so that you're not able to focus on devotional service. It's good to clarify. If that
That's
person
really
is very important, otherwise we just let go. So many things, so many people do so many things. You cannot really bother about so many people, right? But if it is an important person in your spiritual life, or in your innermost circle, we can always clarify and get things sorted out.
Yeah, that's right, Mataji, actually. So you were saying about the bothering, right? So bothering in the sense, like if you see the neophytes who are coming to the yatra, or if you take even the practicing devotees who are already doing their sadhanas, they are tend to face so many criticisms, right, from the mundane people. So how to overcome that? If it is sadhana devotees, like if they are already practicing, they will know at least to some extent, okay, we can keep it away. But for the neophyte, there is a chance for them to fall down. Means like they will give up the process, right? So how to make them to stay sustained in this process, and also how to overcome this criticisms.
Yeah. So actually, his holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami, at that time he was not a Swami. When he was chanting, a neophyte devotee actually came and told Maharaj, you're not chanting properly. Right? At that time he was not a Maharaj. And how did he take it? He did not say that you are such a new devotee, you are coming and telling me that I am not chanting properly. No. Right? That shows the maturity of the devotee. What did Bhakti Vikas Maharaj said? Oh, I'm not chanting properly. I should be able to. Let me write a book on japa. And Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj actually has written a book on japa, wherein he not only helped himself, but he also helped so many other devotees who are looking at his book to improve their japa. So when we are criticized by others, right, we should, and Prabhupada, right, when Prabhupada was actually ill, that time one of the doctors came and told Prabhupada, you're doing so much of spiritual activities, right? Because of that only you are falling sick. You should go for a walk every morning. Right? This is some mundane doctor, right? But what did Prabhupada do? Prabhupada did not shirk off, saying that he's a materialist. What he can advise me? What did Prabhupada do? Prabhupada took his advice, and from next day morning onwards, he started walking. He went for japa walks. And then now we have so many conversations of Srila Prabhupada having this japa walk with all his disciples, and now we are able to hear and understand Prabhupada's perspective into daily issues, where the disciples used to ask a question in japa walk like that. So every criticism, when somebody criticizes us also, we should see that there is an opportunity in that, how we can become better devotees, how we can improve our sadhana. And by seeing our seniors like Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Vikas Swami, and all those devotees, how they take criticism, that is how we need to respond to criticism. Secondly, when you're talking about neophyte devotees, how to keep them sustained in Krishna consciousness, right? How to keep them sustained is sadhu sanga, sarva shastra hoya, lava matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hoya, right? Or to always be in the association of devotees, right? We have to ensure that according to their frame of mind, right? They have to get into a particular group. Like, for example, if it is, youths, they can have a youth forum, right? Where they are guided by another youth who's a senior devotee, right? We have these various youth forums like Chetana, Prerana Festival, like that, where they engage themselves with their like-minded devotees. In that way, they will be able to understand that, somebody similar to me, right? Somebody also who's also going to a school or a college or is working, right? Is also practicing Krishna consciousness and is blissful, right? So all these small things, right? They say, bade deshon mein aisi choti baatein to hote rehte hain, like that they say, right? All these small criticisms, nong jonk, etc. will keep happening. But we should remember the higher goal in life, right? And how do we instill this in neophyte devotees? Is by is by having programs according to their age group, or according to, these days they're having programs for in a particular organization where the employees are brought together. They invite a senior devotee to come and give a class, right? In that way, when we engage and they practice like, those with like-minded devotees, then they'll be able to overcome all of these small issues relating to complaints, a little bit of setbacks, etc. So in that way, by putting them in a proper association, neophyte devotees can be trained or can be groomed to advance in their Krishna consciousness.
Okay, so okay, Mataji. So by association with the devotees, the neophytes will be trained in this process. So, and you were saying about the youth actually. So the youths, they are not interested, right? So for them, what you would advise, Mataji? Means like they are those things.
Yeah, so basically this teenage is a very is a phase where they have so many desires, this, that. So that is why, right, Kaumaram Acharit Pragya, it is said, right? Prahlad Maharaj says, it should start with a young age. And even youths, we have special programs for youths, right? Like I was mentioning about this Prerana festival, right? This Prerana festival, which they conduct in Radha Gopinath temple, Chowpatty, right? This Prerana festival is for college-going girls, right? Where they meet with their own, other friends or other girls going to different colleges, right? It's between 18 to 28. Right, 18 to 28 or even 15 to 28, right, where they can discuss amongst themselves. And there's a very senior Vaishnavi who's organizing this, where they discuss their issues, their daily issues, right? I'm attending this is my problem, I'm not able to chant because this is what is the issue, etc. So when they discuss their issues and they get solutions, because the senior Vaishnavi has actually gone through this phase, isn't it? So when she's able to explain it, and they also meet other girls of their same age, who are also experiencing the same problems, and some of them mood swings and want to go for movies, and doing this, that, etc. So they also understand the experience of my experience.
Their association is different, right, Mataji? They are in college, so their association with the friends is different, so they have to go, means like they have to be in the track of their friends, and they have to go along with them. So that's why they keep on, even if they are from the devotees family also. I'm not speaking of non-devotees.
It is very important. Yeah. Because we have to live in the society, right? We have to live in the society. We have to keep ourselves abreast of what is happening in the society. So we are, although being a part of the society, Prabhupada says, right? Being a part of the society, you don't have to be of the society, but you have to be in the society, right? To the extent we need to know and contribute, we have to be in the society. Otherwise, we will be irrelevant to the society, right? Even if we have to contribute to the society, we have to be part of that society. Right. So, yes, we need to understand how things work. We need to be abreast of what is happening here. At the same time, we can get togethers with similar minded people of the same age group. That helps us keep us focused in the principles of Krishna consciousness also.
Okay, Mataji. So, but these days, the youths are really, they are really very difficult. So because it's Kali Yuga just started, but still it's really very difficult. I don't know what will happen after 10,000 years this Kali Yuga.
So, actually.
Yeah. So Mataji, I am you're doing so many services, right? So how you started your Krishna conscious practice? Like when you started and how you got inspired to come into this movement?
Oh, okay. So I was probably in my 6th or the 7th standard. Actually, my uncle Radha Jivandas Prabhu, a disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Shri Guru Maharaj. So he was in Bharan, right? He was in Bharan at that particular time, and he used to come for whenever it used to be holidays for us, he used to come from Bharan. We used to stay in Chennai at that time. So I was doing my education in Chennai. Probably I was in the 6th or the 7th standard. So whenever he calls and tells me, Meera, that's my legal name. Meera, I'm coming to Chennai tomorrow. And then when he says, I'm coming to Chennai tomorrow, and then today only I'll start my round, on at least one round of chanting. Because he'll come and ask me, hey, Meera, you've been chanting? And I said, yes, I'm chanting one round. That's how my this started, my Krishna consciousness started. And then, every time, whenever he used to come to India, those 5-6 days when he's in India, I used to chant one round. Maybe because I wanted to please a devotee, and by his blessings, I could later on come into Krishna consciousness. And later on, even at the time of my marriage, we were, I was not actually so much practicing or chanting 16 rounds or anything like that. I used to just do occasionally 1 or 2 rounds like that. So when I got married in 2002, we got married, and then we went to Kuala Lumpur because my Prabhuji was working in Kuala Lumpur. So when we went to Kuala Lumpur, we went to the ISKCON temple, and there we got introduced. They had this counselor system there, where they were disciples of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Some of them used to conduct counseling sessions. Like every Thursday, we used to have a program in that Prabhu's house. The Prabhu invited us for the program. And also the temple president at that time in Kuala Lumpur was His Grace Uttama Chaitanya Prabhu. He used to give wonderful classes of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and those classes used to be so wonderful. Almost like a drama. He used to give, a mono acting kind of thing, very live discussions. So we were so we used to never miss a session, right? Prabhuji and me, and it was a new place. We didn't know, at least I didn't know anybody. And so we used to go to the temple every Sunday and attend this weekly sessions on every Thursday. So within a year, actually, 2002 end, we reached Kuala Lumpur. And 2004 December, both of us got initiated. So this entire 2002 end and 2003 and 2004 were the real golden period. We had so much of wonderful association in Kuala Lumpur. And then this Shanti Rupa Mataji, she used to be our counselor. Right. Those 2 years were really wonderful. And within a span of 2 years, we got initiated from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, Srila Guru Maharaj. And then, the journey began from there, Mataji, right? So, that's how it all began.
That is really wonderful journey, Mataji. So when you came back to India, Mataji?
So 2004 December, we got initiated. 2005 July, I got pregnant with my elder daughter. So then I came to Chennai for the delivery. And that time, my Prabhuji also got transferred to Mumbai. So when I had my first daughter, after that, we came to Mumbai directly from Chennai.
Okay, Mataji. So, whom do you say your inspiration in this movement, Mataji, so far?
Actually, I have many Siksha gurus who inspire me, and I hear regular classes from my Guru Maharaj. He gives Chaitanya Leela classes almost every day in the online forum. Apart from that, I hear His Grace Amarendra Prabhu's classes. I hear Radhesham Prabhu's classes, and then I hear Madan Sundar Prabhu's classes. So very, very inspiring, because they give very practical application of, how we can practice Krishna consciousness in a day-to-day life. Like His Grace Radhesham Prabhu always comes with, how do we chant? With attention, with awareness, with absorption. These 3 A's like that. So we attune our mind, right? When we are chanting, I should be aware of the holy names of the Lord. I should be aware that this chanting of Hare Krishna can deliver me back home, back to Godhead. Right? And I should chant with attention. I should hear every syllable of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then I should absorb myself in the holy name. The rest of the things can wait after 2 hours like that. So these kind of things, when we hear from senior devotees who are actually practicing it, then it actually inspires us to perform our chanting, perform our devotional service in a way that helps us to grow in devotional service. And also His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhu, he's a temple president of Radha Giridhari Mandir. All of these wonderful devotees, and I've been hearing His Grace, His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj, right, who was Sutapa Prabhu. He took his sannyas last year. Maharaj also gives very, very wonderful tips, right? He always gives acronyms. for everything. How do we not get entangled into material sense gratification? How do we develop tolerance? How do we develop compassion? And very, very, very simple words. He gives profound messages. So yeah, so very wonderful. So I hear all of these wonderful devotees classes, and I keep myself attuned with them, so that I can stay on track. And then whatever I hear from them, I try to pass it on to whomever I get an opportunity to. So yeah, so it's a balance of give and take, like that. Yes.
Okay, so that's really wonderful. So Mataji, how you got connected to this Bhakti Sanga, Mataji, finally?
Okay. So I conducted this Prabhupada Leelamrita based quiz contest in Srila Prabhupada's 125th appearance anniversary year. So I think Lalitangi Mataji's son Prahlad participated in that quiz. So that's how I got, and I think he won the prize, second or the third prize or something. And that's when I connected to Mataji. And I used to prepare, I prepared this summary study of Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit, which I had shared then for the preparation of the quiz. So that's when Lalitangi Mataji actually approached me saying, can you take classes for the Bhakti Sangha? So that's how I got connected. And she connected me with Shamagori Mataji. And then, yeah, the journey began. I was just realizing that, I've just completed about 24 or 25 lectures in Bhakti Sangha. That's in a span of about 2 years. Because I think it started during the COVID time only. Then just during the COVID time, that's when I got connected with Bhakti Sangha by, I think, Lalitangi Mataji and Shamagori Mataji and Vinita Gandharvika Mataji.
That count should increase, Mataji. So we want you very frequently on this forum to give us that river flowing class. So non-stop river flowing classes, Mataji. So, Mataji, which is the favorite Shastra you like Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita or Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Ramayana? Which is your favorite scripture?
Okay. Prabhupada said these three are...
Why?
Yeah. So, sure. So, actually, Prabhupada said that, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are our three very important scriptures, right? And Prabhupada said Bhagavad Gita is like a preliminary study, like your school study. And Bhagavatam is like a postgraduate study or a graduation study. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is a postgraduate study. Right? Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to live our life, right? Karma Yoga, how do we perform actions in Krishna consciousness? Bhagavatam tells us how to leave our body, right? Parikshit Maharaj starts with how Parikshit Maharaj is going to leave his body. But Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches us how to love, right? How to love and serve the devotees. Because Chaitanya Charitamrita is Lord Krishna himself coming as a devotee. Because, Krishna was thinking, how is it that Srimati Radharani is deriving more pleasure than me? Right? I am the served, everybody is trying to serve me. But Srimati Radharani is deriving more pleasure in serving me than I derive by being served. So, Krishna actually appeared in the mode of Srimati Radharani as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand, how, what is the mellow of the bliss that is derived by rendering devotional service. So, Chaitanya Charitamrita would be my most favorite, because whatever is taught in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna and whatever we see in Bhagavatam are actually demonstrated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we also see that the most important verses of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If we see the Chaitanya Charitamrita verses, all the important verses of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Moreover, the sweetness of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lovely interaction with the devotees, whether it is Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar, Prabhu, that Pratap Rudra Maharaj, how he gave his blessings to Pratap Rudra, all those wonderful, and Rath Yatra, dancing, Beda Kirtan pastimes, it gives a jalak of the spiritual world, actually, that Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, yeah, I think Chaitanya Charitamrita is the
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I
Yes.
believe that Chaitanya Charitamrita is the essence of what we learn in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And that is what is put in practice. That is demonstrated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also all the devotees, right? It actually is, and it is also very recent, right? Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in Kali Yuga. So whatever was practiced, whatever is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita is something that we can practice in Kali Yuga. Right? So yeah, I would say Chaitanya Charitamrita is my favorite scripture.
Yeah, that's right, Mataji. Actually, because I think
It's very
Chaitanya
relatable.
Charitamrita is a guide, or like how we have guide for schools and universities.
It's a practical class. See, basically, Bhagavad Gita's theory, right? Krishna is telling us, do this. Sarvadharman
Correct,
parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja.
Mm.
Aham tuam sarva papabhi mokshishyami ma shuchaha. And in Bhagavatam, we are seeing the lives of the various devotees who have dedicated their lives to Krishna. Right? We see the life of Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, how they perfected their life, Parikshit Maharaj. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see how the Lord himself has come to understand and to give us Krishna Prem. Right? It is love. How to love and be loved. That is what we are all hankering for, right? To be loved and be loved. And what is our goal? Our goal is also Krishna Prem. That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us. How you can love Krishna and how you can be loved by Krishna. So yeah, Chaitanya Charitamrita is my favorite. Now that you've asked me, I found an answer for myself.
Yeah, actually, that is a guide. That's what I was about to say. For universities, how we have guide for all the subjects. So same way, in this movement, we have this Chaitanya Charitamrita as a guide. So we don't have to go anywhere else. As you said, we have both Gita and Bhagavatam incorporated in Charitamrita. So that is really wonderful, Mataji. So Mataji, in this, you have been with us for certain amount of period. So what do you feel that we have to improve? Do you have any suggestions for us to improve?
I think Bhakti Sanga as a forum is doing a wonderful job because with the regular sessions, you're identifying speakers, giving opportunities for new speakers. I think you're doing a great job. There isn't anything that's coming up to my mind right now that needs improvement, because I think it's a fabulous job done by the entire set of devotees who are organizing this Bhakti Sangha sessions. I'm very inspired by Bhakti Sangha. I mean, there's nothing that really comes to my mind as an improvement suggestion. Probably if I get something in the future, I can let you know, but nothing really comes up to my mind. And I think of Bhakti Sangha, it is like, wow, it's really wonderful. The services that you all are doing. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Such a wonderful association. Thank you so much, dear devotees. So this is the interview we had with Mataji. So I hope, so this was just another amazing class which was going on, I felt. So I think even the devotees who are watching feels very energetic. So yeah, that is a word that I want to put for you, Mataji. So Medhavini Sakhi Mataji is equal to energetic. All time she is in full of energy. So thank you so much
Hare Krishna.
for giving us
Vaishnavebhyo, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Her Grace Medhavini Sakhi Mataji ki Jai.